We are live! Hey, and the microphone isn't screwed up.
Yay! Well, for those of you just tuning in, last time we discovered that falling trees are spooky. We found a cemetery. Cemetery for dogs.
It sounds like the title of a movie.
A really bad one.
Yeah, like a really bad,
starring,
children's horror movie.
Jim Carrey. I can see it.
We're getting strangely specific here.
It'd be a 2003 film.
I still don't know why in the cinematic their eyes were green, since everywhere else they're yellow.
Yeah, well, colors be weird.
Okay.
Okay, now we can do. Look at it. Look. No.
Look at what?
It. The thing that can't move except when it moves. When dogs bark. The plaque. There we
Plaque?
go. Mm-hmm.
We already looked at it.
Yeah, but now we can do something with it. So, what do you think? Oh, did I?
Leaves that appear. Yeah, don't spoil puzzles.
Yeah. Sorry.
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew.
When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long grey night. Oh, spelled the English way. British English, I mean.
Well, that's the proper way to spell it.
I hear you, but I'm trying so hard to break that habit to spell it the American way.
I am a rebel. I spell things how I feel they should be spelled.
Work with.
You
correct.
teach people. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If I'm going to be proofreading people's work, I need to be using the American spelling for words.
You know, fair enough.
There are too many times that I have corrected, traveled, and it's like, whoops.
But
wait.
we know when they were born. Wait.
So then this doesn't matter? That's the conclusion you've come to? Since we know when each of them were born, the plaque doesn't matter? Is the plaque connected to them?
You already spelled winter, fall, spring, summer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think that spelling that out
Leaves on
was...
a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. I'm guessing it has to do with the clock.
So what do you think we need to get out of this?
First, I'd imagine we need to figure out which dog is which.
Well, no, we can do this first. So what did we notice?
The thing in the background shifted counterclockwise by 1.
That's not what we noticed. Do you notice a link between what you're clicking and what's happening?
So, yeah, Ooh, the days. Also, don't treat me like a kid. I can figure this out.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what to do while I'm sitting here having memorized this entire game when I was like 15.
Okay, well that doesn't add up because none of them were born on the tooth of anything. Oh, the month!
So February is the 2nd. No.
3rd. No, that
February
doesn't add
isn't
up.
the 3rd.
Oh, no, wait, 4th. That'd be April. So this is Vetus. This is Lucy. This is VIII. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm usually better at that. August. So this is Xander.
Okay, let's work this
And
out then.
this is
So you're
11.
saying that the V... Wait. You're saying that the 2...
Vetus is lower left.
Okay, let's draw a map here for the doggies. So Vetus is the lower left.
Gotta stay hydrated.
For sure. Lucy,
Yeah, Lucy is that one.
upper right.
The August one, Xander, is lower right. And the last one, of course, upper left.
Iggy.
But now, how do we modify...
Yeah, what's that part?
the image?
Sorry, I keep... I'm really sorry, I do not mean to keep flipping into my Deb is working with kids voice.
It's not the voice, it's just I do want to try and solve these puzzles, for myself.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, we're going to just sort of I'm going to discuss things because you're thinking, and that makes boring TV. So again, if you're just joining us, we are marooned in a cabin. Technically, we could leave, like, the girl on the phone was like, and you can't walk away either because all of the paths end in bushes. And it's like, girl, climb over the fallen tree and walk along the road. If you really needed to, you could get away from here. Like, I get that this is probably in the middle of nowhere and you'd be walking for a long time. But I'm saying that, like, if push came to shove, we could do it. There's also a boat, which is missing a spark plug. So if we could
Like
get
we're
that working,
missing something.
we could just leave. Nancy won't. Nancy never leaves dangerous situations.
Because she's a detective.
She's
And there's a
precocious.
mystery afoot.
There is a mystery, and the mystery is, where are the ghost dogs, and who let them out? So what were you doing in that cabinet?
Looking.
Oh, looking doesn't cost anything.
I don't think we have any information.
Do you want to touch things?
Yeah, we have to.
There we go.
Oh.
No, there we don't go. Oh, he remembers.
No,
Okay, who did you turn?
I turned Lucy.
Okay, Lucy's in the upper left.
Okay, so that changed the
picture. So, let's take
So
note of the picture. So, which way are the dogs facing? Let's make a little compass
Uh.
rose.
Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doopsie. I turned Vetus to the right. Or to the left, sorry. I'm dyslexic.
Let's look at the dog, okay? So we're going to say that this compass that we're making here is facing, so this is when it's facing backwards, facing forwards. So facing this way, well, facing to the back, what do we see? Let's ID some pictures.
Swan. 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 Swan.
So we can establish you're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
I don't know.
What do we establish then? Because
We don't
blank,
have enough information
no,
yet.
yes we do. Slow down for a minute. Because blank is blanking, we see swans. Because what is causing us to see swans?
Because of the position of the dogs.
There we go. So when the dogs face backwards, they produce swans. What happens when the dogs, when one of the...
Okay, good. It looked... The last time it looked like they affected everyone.
No, it doesn't. And so what's it...
Okay, so Vetus.
No. Hey, what... I'm too far away. What do you see when it's pointing right?
I don't know. It's blueberries is what I'd call it.
Verbally walk me
Okay,
through what
okay.
you're thinking.
Swans.
Because I know...
Summer. Which one is summer?
Okay, swans are summer, you're saying? Xander.
Xander. So we keep Xander the same. Leaves that appear in a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to... So they might be birds flying away. So
Who's the winter one?
Vetus.
Vetus.
Well, let's see what all the pictures are. What's spring?
Just give me a moment.
You were at the plaque. You just skipped a season.
Huh?
You said maybe birds in winter, deer for fall, swans for summer. You didn't say something for spring.
Yeah, that's swan. No, wait.
You said swans for summer. Spring is different than summer.
Oh, well,
There are 4 things.
Whatever. Who's swans? That's swans. Vetus is birds.
We should probably find out what the pictures are.
It's stuck.
Oh,
I need some
Iggy's
sandpaper.
stuck. So we can't solve this anyway.
No, but it's a good idea to have an idea of...
Oh, I already know that direction.
Looks like bubbles.
It looks like blueberries to me.
It looks like fish.
It
swimming
looks
with bubbles.
vaguely... I can kind
I
of
feel
see
like
the
if
shape
we
of a
could
bird.
have found out what spring was.
Deer.
So which direction is deer? This? Which way is he facing?
I think to the right.
Okay, well, let's make sure, because that's important.
No, yeah, I know. Forward.
Okay, so she's not facing. So deer.
So Lucy is not deer, so she's going to be to the right.
Iggy is deer.
Which is the one we can't turn.
Yep.
I just want to verify. Leaves.
Trees, yeah, trees. Which
So
would
we're
be
thinking leaves? Lucy?
April. April is spring, isn't it?
Yes. That's why it says spring right next to it.
I wouldn't associate evergreens with spring, but that's just me. Leaves that appear on fresh spring tree makes my birth different from the other three. Okay, so they're all set correctly, supposedly.
Wait, which direction is it facing with leaves?
Forward, towards the camera.
Nope, because deer is facing
Oh,
forward.
sorry, right.
Okay. I like to do things organized, so Iggy needs to be facing...
Is this going to be important again? Or are you just being thorough?
Lucy... Let me do this.
So Iggy has to be... Iggy has to be
He does.
forward.
It's stuck.
Okay.
And sandpaper.
Yes. Anyway, before... I think last night we were about to go to bed.
Yes.
Makes sense for nighttime. Did you record?
Ah, bleep it all.
Did you get a post-it note and put it on your computer?
I don't think that'd help me.
I'll figure something out. Okay, the nighty-night time.
So where are
get
we going?
Smooth jazz.
Aw, I wish I could hear that.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight.
Thanks, Nancy. I also speak like that. I like that they didn't trust that we could suss that out for ourselves.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Does that mean you'd like me to call you Mr. Red Knot?
Please. just
Girl
call me
power
Mel.
or
I
something?
will if you keep your voice down. I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
What do you know about outboard motors?
Do you know much about outboard motors?
Sure do. Only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
Okay.
He's a fun guy, isn't he?
We
You're
can
not
address
exactly a
that.
people person, are you?
I came to see
He
birds,
is-
not people. The more people there are in a forest,
My
the fewer
favorite
birds
character
there
in the
are.
game.
It's a fact
And
of
that
life.
is not to mean that I
The reason
like
to
him.
come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I like
I
that
might
in
be able to
Nancy
help you out.
Drew's
After
universe.
all, I was a Boy
Nobody
Scout.
sells
Be
anything.
prepared.
They all just barter. I could give this to you. You will die without it. But I'd like 3 daisies, 2 white, and 1
you mean
yellow.
you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if
Why
I give
does he
you one,
keep
what
it
do
in
I
his
get for it?
pockets?
I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. You know how to
Always
use
be
a digital
prepared.
camera?
That's why he's got a generator strapped to his back.
That is just a very weird thing to keep in your pocket, I feel.
Like, unless you're actually on the boat or something. But even then, why not have it in, like, a tackle box or something? Like,
Then the fish could get it.
I mean, I suppose then there's a little less risk of you lose. I don't know.
No, I have found that if I put something in my pocket, there is a 100% chance that I will lose it.
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
My
Birds, of
pocket is
course.
not the place
There's a
where
couple of
anything
birds I'm
belongs.
supposed to take
Birds, of
pictures of
course.
for Pepsol.
I like
That's
birds.
People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can
Pepsol.
recognize
That
them by
is
their
his
songs,
character
which are on
trait.
this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
Wake me up when it's all over.
Sounds good.
Here's everything you'll need.
Olympics.
M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Only when I'm on fire.
Only when I'm on fire.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, you're a spunky one, aren't you?
Yeah.
These woods may not
Spunky
look it,
is
but they're
applied to
tinder
Nancy
dry.
so often.
One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. Because if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Anyway, I like this task, except for the part that I hate, which is that they set you up for failure. I don't like when you have to fail a task because the game is mean-spirited.
I'm not. Okay, regardless. Should I go to bed?
Yeah.
Sleep? Go.
You can go to bed, sleep.
Shut up. Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to this. This does not sound like a fun activity to me.
It is, like, people complain about it. They're like, ugh, red knots, you know, shores
Naughty Reds.
are, I'm not even, I wasn't even listening to you. I'm just frustrated that you keep not seeing what you're supposed to be looking at. Nope. There you go.
Oh my gosh, really?
Okay, +0 minus plus.
That is not obvious.
I can't tell you if it is or not. I have played it too many times.
But
I
honestly,
could sit
want to-
here and close my eyes and you're going to die.
Yes.
Oh,
that
that's
is
the goal.
fun. It just blows up.
As boats do.
Something must be very wrong with this engine.
She says as if she just blew up.
That's how I talk.
Anyway, this is plus. This is zero, which I'm guessing is neutral.
Why not?
So middle position. This is minus, and this is plus. Yep. What are you doing?
It's a good game. I've played it like 60 times. In my youth.
In my youth.
But that does mean that the excitement
Oh my
is...
gosh.
I'm
They
excited
didn't
for this.
animate her
only-
at this angle.
It's a good thing.
There's animation.
No, but honestly, like, I'm so excited for this game only because it isn't the previous several.
I'd say this is probably the first of...
The good games.
Yeah.
This is where you start.
This is where they started to hit their stride.
Like, Message in a Haunted Mansion was good. We can't discount that.
True.
But that one felt like an anomaly. Because then they felt back into
Oh!
their words.
I thought that was ramen. Like, before I
Well,
picked it up, I thought
you're
it was, you know,
hungry
those
enough.
microwavable ramen packs that everyone eats for some reason.
I mean, literally everyone. It's because it's cheap.
That's the impression I get.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
There's
That was
something
not the voice I
about
expected.
My name's Nancy Drew.
hick
I'm staying out at the old
accents
Malone.
in Nancy
you know,
Drew
the
games.
house Sally McDonald bought.
Now, what's
Ugh.
she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
Oh, I wonder when we're coming up
She's
on
got a little
Shadowrun.
problem she's hoping I can solve. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
Chainsaws are good.
She has a little problem that she wants me to deal with. No, I need a chainsaw. Like, not even I need a chainsaw to help her with that, she said, but besides that, I need a, like, it was some...
Nancy
That
has
is
a weird way
amusing.
of
Tree fell down the
communicating.
driveway
Yeah.
behind my car, and now I'm blocked in.
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it.
Tucker Davis.
Gotta warn you, though. Tucker
Tucker
tends to do things in
Davis
his own sweet
is
time.
the worst.
So how come Sally ain't with you?
The ghost dog scared her off.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just
Like,
when we all thought
Do
they were
southern
finally
country
resting in
people
peace.
really sound like that?
I mean, there are apparently people who speak in the...
Oh yeah, you betcha by golly.
Yeah, like, apparently there are actually people who sound like that.
I was
Our
stunned when I
entire
met
time
my
living
first...
in Minnesota, we have collectively run into maybe two, but...
I've run into one, and I was stunned. I was like, oh, you're the reason we keep getting those weird characters on TV.
Yeah.
Had
But
you
she was a
ever seen
normal
the
person
dogs?
besides that.
Nope.
Like, she wasn't wearing
Don't
a
want to
cheese
neither.
outfit and screaming
Just
about the
hearing 'em
Vikings.
howl's bad
Like,
enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
howling
When
is
was
scary.
the last time they appeared?
That's why I
Seems
live in
like
the
they
wilderness.
show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
I caught a strange man prowling around last night. He called himself Red Knot.
The
He called
bird
himself
watcher
Red Knot.
comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
Sounds like a...
I met
like,
someone. She called herself.
satirical superhero, Red Knot.
Well, the thing is, like, Red is a name, Knot is a last name. It's kind of very rude of Nancy to be like, he called himself.
It seemed to me that he was more into watching birds than hugging
Yeah,
trees.
that's a good point, by the
yeah,
way.
well, whatever.
Because
One
I'm
thing's
both.
for sure.
How
He's
dare
gonna
you
wind up with a
assume?
dose of buckshot in his hind end if he keeps tramping through people's yards
love
making noises like he
trees.
just popped out of a UFO.
But honestly, like, don't hug them.
Mr.
if
Knot
you're
did me
wearing
a
any
favor,
kind of
and in return
clothing
he asked me to pick
that
up
the
a
bark
cassette
will,
player
like,
from you.
velcro
Oh
to.
yeah, I got it right
Has
here.
to be a certain
Thought
kind
maybe
of
the old
tree.
coot had forgotten he left it here. What else can I do?
I have to manually grab it. Okay.
I need to get the water from Sally's well tested. How would I go about doing that? Do you know?
Just
There's
get a water
something
testing
about
kit from the ranger
this
station and follow the
room.
directions.
Where's the ranger station?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east
We
side.
know where it is, Nancy. Shut
Why
up.
would there be a problem with the water?
There's something about this
'Cause
room
it's
that
well
makes me
water.
yawn. I don't know
Seeing
what
as
it
Malone
is.
dug that
This
well
room?
80 years ago, what gets pumped out of it could be pretty funky.
I do not like M.
These so-called ghost dogs left
Is that
very
her name?
real paw
Yes.
prints. I saw some near the
So we
cemetery that's by
have
the
someone
Malone
named
house.
Red
Have you ever
and
been
someone named a letter
Can't
of
say
the
as I have.
alphabet.
Poking
It's a
around
short
cemeteries
name
ain't
of
exactly a
Emily.
hobby with me.
Or Emma, I guess.
Where do you find your...
I guess it could be a short name of a lot of names.
It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Gross.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
I love that, like, if she hadn't added onto that, we would have just walked through an episode of that PBS Kids show where the kids are like, we need more paper. There isn't any paper here. This is where the paper comes from. And the mom's like, no, we get it from a store. And then they go and they're like, there's no paper here. How can that be? This is where the paper comes from. And you just keep going back until they're like, you pick wood from trees? And at that point you're just like, bless this show. But yeah, she found
So
them.
it's finders keepers, huh?
Finders,
right.
keepers,
See, recovering
losers,
objects from the lake
sweepers.
bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts.
I like
was
that she has
upsetting
derogatory nicknames for everyone
delicate
she knows. She seems
eco-balance.
really
So
popular. I
thanks
bet lots
mostly
of
to his
people like
constant
her.
squawking, the state banned it.
Well, that's dumb. I wasn't listening to you, I was listening to the game.
I understand. I know that. I don't have to read it, really. I
Squeaky
know
Wheel
what she's
Acres?
talking about.
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore.
He
Does that
is a
snobby little
stickler,
stickler for
but
rules
he's not
believe
really
me?
that bad. Like,
If
everyone's
he's
like,
saying
man,
you can't look for
I-"
riches at the bottom of the lake, he's bad.
Sounds
This
like
is
some
America.
kind of
We
ranger
do
is.
what we want to.
Jeff Akers can take all his precious rules and
Oh, my
regulations and
dude.
take a flying leap. Now I got
I have a
nothing against
permit.
getting more
I can
customers
do
in
what
here.
I want.
But I
Ron
kind of like
Swanson.
Moonlake the way
yeah,
it
but
is.
for the rest of us who
Small,
live in a
quiet,
society,
out of the way. Jeff
there
Akers,
are
well, there's
rules.
nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and, all
And
the
if
property
she
around
doesn't
it turn
own
into one
the
big
lake,
noisy
she
jam-packed
doesn't
state park.
get to steal things from the lake.
I'm sorry, what?
If she doesn't own the lake, she doesn't get to
The
steal
lake
things.
shouldn't belong to anyone.
Okay,
Unless it does.
yeah, lakes belong. Like, do you think that there's a square inch of land in this country that doesn't belong to someone? We
Okay,
love...
I disagree with the concept of, like, any of the land, like, the concept of the government owning any land that isn't owned privately. Like, that's because it's like, well, if it's not owned by...
So we
if
shouldn't
it's
have
not
national
owned by...
parks?
That's an
We shouldn't
exception.
have wildlife reserves?
I mean, that's an exception, but it's like...
You realize that...
Hey, if I want,
left
if
to
I
capitalism-
want to just wander off into the middle of nowhere and just build a house, I should be allowed to.
I have videos I could show you that could explain to you the fault in your logic.
Why would he want
There's
that?
a reason that that's
He's
not
the
a
type of
thing.
guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park
Makes
got
them
way
feel
bigger and we
important.
crawling with tourists, why instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it, I got it. As long as you pay cash, that is.
I'm sorry. Nancy, you couldn't hear, but can I buy something?
It's been a while. I'm working on it.
Like super embarrassed.
I'd be embarrassed by anything from
Right
M's
now, cash is
Emporium.
kind of a problem for me. Do you think we could do some kind of trade out?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours, huh? Seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing.
What do you
I
need?
guess
Guess I'll see you later.
Now, what is it you need?
Do you sell sandpaper by any chance?
Sandpaper!
But Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of
Here's
his
the
giving him
thing.
splinters in his hinter regions.
Maybe it's because
Hinter?
in his butt.
Yeah, I know, but
He's
it's
supposed.
hind, even like hinder, I could almost understand, but hinter sounds.
Get it? Well, this is a game series that had a French character say "Oh la la." I am. How do you say French? Yeah.
I am very French.
I don't
Think I
like
could
when
get
this
some
game
from him?
gives people
He's
accents.
your only hope.
It's-
But you
He's your
better
only
ask him
hope.
for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
it's
Guess
so
I'll see you
grating when
later.
these games
Keep on trucking.
assume that you're an idiot and are like, make sure that every time a character references another character, they make a quippy, derogatory statement about them. So that we understand that they don't like each other. It's like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like, there are people I don't care that much for, and I don't spend all of my days, like, coming up with mean nicknames. Gosh.
Moose ears.
Reading. Sorry, I'm preparing myself.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres'
Oh,
permission.
you're no fun, Nancy.
That is her motto.
Health and safety tips.
And this is
Well
actually pretty
water.
cool. So, if you're not in a city, and sometimes if you are in a city, water can kill you. And so make sure that your water, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Priming a pump. No, come on, click on all the things.
Why?
Just go through all of them. Priming a pump. To prime a pump, dump water down it. That's how it goes. See, I don't know if this game operates under Nancy's too
Oh,
stupid
yeah,
to
true.
do piano logic, so click everything.
Sorry, I
This is a virus. If you get it, you can get hurt. This is actually, I don't know why it's doing that. Stop it! I can't make it go away. Whatever.
Geanderitis.
Yeah. But actually, like, seriously look into Lyme's disease, because that's a bigger... I don't know about these other things, but...
Forest fire prevention.
Only you can stop forest fires. And they're like, here's the basic 411. Don't set off a bomb. in
Don't
the
set
middle
off an
of-
improvised pipe bomb
In the middle of
middle of
Cal-
a drought in California, in the middle of the woods.
Like, at least they brought water bottles with them, but
What I love about that
like
is how
poison.
you're smart enough to know you need some way to extinguish the fire.
you're too
But
stupid
you're
to think of anything besides
so
the Dasani
stupid
bottles.
to like. How do you have that sliver of sense?
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
At least when I was boiling water and it caught fire, at least that was like a legitimate, I don't understand why this is happening. And so my reaction of, I don't understand why, no, it's a slideshow, my dude,
Oh.
you click the picture.
Though, to be fair, like,
Just
you were
caught
probably
fire.
reusing either a pot or a lid.
I was reusing a
that-
lid.
Yeah, a lid
Um,
that had
Grease.
burger grease on it.
Some kind of grease. Anyway, now you know what glowworms look like.
Lenape tribe?
So it's talking about Wow, I don't live in Australia. They're not called Aboriginals here.
Isn't Aboriginal just
Is
a
that
word?
a generic term, or I've only heard it used in...
It seems to only be used for the native people of
original-
Australia, but I think it just means the native people of an area.
It could be, but I've only heard it in... And for some reason, certain British and Australian words just
Hey,
get
Roman
jammed in my
numerals.
brain. Hey, stop!
I know Roman numerals, okay?
Okay.
Admittedly, I have a hard time with C and D
Okay, well... Bleep.
because those aren't used as frequently. C is century, so that's 100, so that's easy. D... Dodecahedron, I don't know. What the heck?
Just let me
does-
write these down.
And M, millennium, which is for some reason 1,000. So,
X,
having a clue why that's...
L, C, D, M,
Yeah, okay.
1, 5, bleep U, 10. That's all I know. We can do 10.
50, 100, 500, and 1,000.
100, 1000.
No. 500.
Okay, because bleep you, you're going too
500.
fast.
500. And 1,000.
You know that you literally know that I have.
Yes, but I'm really not concerned about it because I actually do know Roman numerals. And I enjoy Roman
You
numerals.
want me to take notes, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have to slow the bleep down for a couple seconds because that could have taken half the time. Oh, hey! Hey, Naomi, don't insult us when you first come onto the stream. Like, it's just...
Dogs on leash at all times. Those ghost dogs are disobeying the law.
if I don't use something, it's one of those. There's a whole well of useless information in my head, but whether or not I can access it depends upon how often I use it in day-to-day life. Oddly enough, I never use Roman numerals for anything, ever. I don't think there has ever been a time.
I use the first three numerals, the I, the V, and the X on a fairly regular basis.
I have never had an occasion that I can think of. This is just her interactive pretending to be an educational game.
Ooh, is that the last train to Blue Moon Canyon?
No, it's Roosevelt's or something. You can tell I care. See, I don't love this where they're like, it's an educational game because we threw partially written textbooks in and you can read them. So,
Old person.
learning. None of this is important. Like, look at it
It's
all.
like visiting our DMV. Oh, hey, here's a bunch of stuff you don't care about, like really old,
Look at it.
really old.
The auto repair shop has cooler stuff.
Oh, auto repair shop. That's what I meant. Yeah. Admittedly,
What?
it is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, no, don't be
old
dissing the auto
pictures
place.
Of our town, but
I'm just surprised considering you know sign language. She's
Yeah,
surprised
sign
that I
language
don't
is
know
more
Roman
useful.
numerals
Sign
because I
language
know
is-
sign language. I
sign
know
language
sign
is more
language because I
useful in
keep losing my
day-to-day
voice.
language.
I will never have to be like, I need to communicate through only Roman numerals. There are days when I cannot speak, so knowing simple signs like why, who, where,
And even without
what?
that, sign language can be more useful
I have met
than Roman.
3 different people in our tiny town. It's not that tiny, but still, it's not that big either. I've met 3 different people just in town who can't hear.
Mhm.
Sign language is way more
And we live
applicable
in a
to
small
daily
town.
life.
growth rings.
Oh, see, I don't need to look at the Roman numerals on the clock. Like, you could take all the numbers off and I could still read the clock because
Well,
I've
and
been
with
reading.
the clock, you only have to know the first three. Like, the I, the V, and the X. So, yeah, those are the ones that I'm most familiar
Well, yeah,
with.
I know the I, the V, and the X too.
Hello, can I help
It's
you?
not like I don't know them.
And also,
but
those are just... And also, face clocks just really aren't
Ow.
that important to be able to read nowadays.
well, I use one, so.
Oh, yeah, but...
But mine,
Hi, my name's
by the
Nancy
way,
Drew.
doesn't have
I'm
any
visiting
numbers
Sally
on it.
McDonald. Are you the park
Your
ranger?
name?
Park
No, my
Ranger
clock,
Jeff
my face
Acock,
clock.
At your
It
service.
has no
Let's
numbers,
see,
Roman
Sally
numeral or
McDonald
otherwise.
Is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
Only
don't
she's
care
gone
about the
back to
copyright date
Philadelphia.
in older
Malone's
movies,
dogs
though.
got to
So.
her.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
Does that mean you don't?
Oh,
There's always a logical explanation for everything. Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy.
dogs.
he's good,
you
but no
think
one will
dogs would
ever
attack
top the guy
Sally's
from
house?
Egypt.
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
That comes very late in the series.
Does it? Like,
Yeah, that's like the last 5 games. Or something like that.
not the last 5.
It's pretty dang
But in the
close
last
to the
10.
end.
Any idea
It's
what
like
would
eighth
make a
from the
dog's
end.
eyes glow yellow?
Green!
Something in their diet, maybe?
I
Some
remember
oddball
them as
vitamin.
yellow.
Something in their diet, maybe? Eating a bunch of fireflies?
I hate when that happens.
As a park ranger,
I
don't
can't
you
tell
want to
you
know
how
for
many
sure
times
what's behind these dog
I've
attacks?
had to explain,
You
look, my eyes are
always
glowing
ask
yellow
This many questions?
because I ate fireflies.
Sorry, it's my nature. But would it be okay if I asked a few more?
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the
I
public.
love when characters in Nancy Drew games pretend to be busy.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Reflected light. I'm not
Does everyone out
entirely
here have
sure
a
how
well?
that would work.
Everyone who
But-
doesn't want to die of thirst does.
Yeah.
Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
No, we have
It's also
2
the Moon Lake
talking
Post
bears
Office,
out back.
and it's the unofficial Moon Lake
They
Museum
keep
of
stealing our
Factual and
picnic
Natural History.
basket.
I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
Which is apparently rather colorful.
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
Yeah.
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Like, I understand where he's coming
Not
from.
necessarily. It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction. And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable man.
It's fun to watch them talk, like, when you can't hear them, because their mouths just go like this.
As an officer of the law, can you think of anyone who might want to scare Sally off her property?
The woman who owns the shop across the lake? Emily Griffin? I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure she's been dragging the lake in front of Malone's house for artifacts, which is illegal. It would be a lot easier for her to do her dirty work if nobody was living there.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
I think these are the same
Is Malone buried there?
hand
the
movements
rumor.
from, like, was it the
Would it be
first
okay
or
if
the
I looked
second
around?
game?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
This is the one and
Thanks for all
only
your
time
help.
that Nancy
That's why
actually
I'm here.
sends one of
Oh,
the
and
letters
one
that
last
she's-
thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year.
They're
so
deer
please take
mice,
precautions
so be
if you're cleaning
careful
out
because
any
if you
area where they may
contract
have
it,
nested.
it's
They can
instant
carry some
death.
nasty diseases.
Thanks for
what?
the tip, Ranger Acres.
He's warning you, be careful because they're deer mice, and if you get one of their diseases, you will die instantly. Just big old death scene.
Priming a pump.
Pump.
Shovel pumps.
Water.
Maximum.
Water.
Operates. Same.
Pour.
The action of the
Pour
pump.
water.
Pump
Prime it.
seems to stop working. That is when it fails to suck any water up and out of the spout, no matter how many times.
So
the
you
handle is
weren't
pumped.
listening when I told you what every page said before.
Probably needs to be primed. To prime the pump, simply you pour portable drinkable
Not
water.
Portable, potable,
Potable?
drinkable. When it has
Water
A word
into
in
the top,
per-
out of, and
wait,
into
No,
water
it's
flows.
an English lesson. When there's a word and you're
Yes,
like,
no,
what?
I
And
know-
it's immediately
I know.
followed.
I know. I do know that.
Also, apparently, all the times I read sick in people's articles, they weren't making like some snide comment. They were just like,
Okay, whenever I read that, I think they're pretending they're drunk. Because in cartoons, when they write someone going sick, sick, it's because they're drunkards. And so yeah, that really bothers me.
I just thought it was a sick burn, but I learned what it was. What are you doing?
Pump.
Yes, I have to go inside the house so I can go out the other door to where the...
Shut up. Oh, that was an interesting sound.
The world is very quiet. It's amazing that they can do that without hands.
Look, Ma, no hands.
That's impressive.
What happened to your hands?
Oh, I thought you just realized that you messed up because you did.
No. You messed up.
I need a bucket.
Oh, gosh.
That
dang it,
is what you
Nancy.
get for saying ooh woo. Oh, and she corrected, that's hick. They don't write sick, they write hick.
Okay, well.
I don't need water right now.
Oh,
Nancy! Nancy, you bumbling idiot!
we are on try 3.
That one is not my fault. Fault.
Faulty towers.
Faulty towers.
Faulty towers.
Faulty towers.
Take the dip, buddy.
And the faulty towers.
Oh, you. Oh, are we gonna have to listen to this?
American goldfinch.
I can hear it!
Northern cardinal.
No, you're going to have to listen to this.
I have to let. No.
Yes.
Red-tailed hawk.
That was louder than I intended it to
Western
be.
tanager.
And you get mad at me for fumbling around with... Oh, I suddenly really want to throw a magnet. Impulse control. Impulse control.
Impulse control. Okay, so if I recall correctly, we have to wander the forest until we hear birdies.
Stick to the right.
Oh, I hear something that
Stick
sounds like a
to the
chainsaw.
right. Stick to the right.
Was that one of the
No
birds? Did
more
one of the birds sound like a
darkness,
chainsaw?
no more nights. Stick
Where are all the
to
birds?
right, yes,
Where are all the birds?
Say it as loud as possible, Nancy. I think that's how you attract birds.
Ooh,
Keep walking. Do you see the bird?
no. Birdie! 30!
Yes. You got the American goldfinch. Stick to the right. Stick to the right.
So yeah, this isn't bad, honestly.
Right? Like,
Tweet,
it's kind of
tweet.
fun.
Yes, Nancy.
Oh, she's the worst. Oh.
Tweet, tweet! I mean,
No
admittedly.
birds here.
Ooh, I heard a hawk.
Man, they're really pushing the city slicker thing here. Like, I feel like even people who've spent their entire lives in a city know that you don't call birds by going, "Yo, tweet, tweet! Where them tweeters at?"
That sounded dirty somehow.
Like, we know that that's not how you call for birds.
To be clear, we live in, like, rural. But, I mean, technically.
I have very high hopes for city people. I believe that city people are better than Nancy Drew.
I believe that's it. Okay, so this really isn't that bad.
No, like, it's fun, right? People over dramatize.
I don't know if I'd say it's fun, but it's not bad.
It's immersive.
Yeah.
No, don't you? Oh,
Come back!
you
Aww.
missed it. Flew away. No bird.
Is that the one that we can't get?
Yep. So you still don't see the thing?
What?
One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, you can't click on it, just notice it.
Gosh dang it, Deb.
I mean, why do you have me here, to be honest? I'm providing the internet. I almost just died. That's what happens
Darn,
when
it
you
flew
tilt
away.
backwards a bit. It flew away.
Flew away.
Tweet, tweet. Get your dumb beak back here.
Okay, is that all the ones we can get at
Keep to the
daytime? Oh, apparently not.
Darn, it flew
Oh,
away.
come on, Nancy.
Yeah, you can go home.
Okay, so those are the only ones I can get.
Yep. Well, you're going to get all of them during the daytime, but yeah, this is as much as you can do.
But yeah, like that was
What do you
pretty-
have to do
that was a
before
lot
it's
more
night?
simple than I thought it would be.
Yeah, if you have enough spatial reasoning skills, like, it's not so bad.
Oh. Oh, goodness gravy.
Why did you want more water?
I accidentally clicked it trying to go away.
Ah. I can't even tell you how many times that's happened to me. I keep accidentally pumping water.
Pumping water. Getting buff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go talk to Jeff.
Jeff. Dog.
You're back.
He's the villain.
I have that
Only
water sample.
villains own dogs.
Just give it to me, and I'll take care
Darn
of it.
right.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Suddenly half the internet just, like, hates you.
I am a cat person.
I'm neither. I like birds. So nobody cares that much for me.
So I
It's like,
think
oh, you like
that's-
birds? You know who else likes birds? Hitler.
I think that's all I can do.
I don't know, birds are just fun.
I
They're quiet.
think that's all I can do.
You definitely didn't, but you can go to bed. It's fine.
A gas mask.
It gets a lot easier when you have a task list, because then you remember everything. but it also gets... This is...
Read. If it's more difficult than it seems, I have a feeling. Some birds are flying away. Check the threat. So
Blue
it
jays
says.
are noisy. But cardinals are so
I love birds
pretty.
chirping.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
gosh.
The male cardinal's song is so lovely. Chickadees
I
are
love it
pretty
when
cute too.
the season of death gives way to spring, and you get bird chirpings in the
I
morning.
love this. Birds are quiet since when? Since we're comparing them to dogs.
Nancy, how's it going?
This caller ID stuff is going to take some getting used to.
I'm here too, Nan.
I
What's
have
going on?
been-
That's an old concept, not
In-
having caller ID.
Moon Lake is gorgeous, but it's so remote.
Ah, you're talking to Bess and
They have
George.
a sheriff around here.
Betrayal!
What's he like? Which is we
I
all
like
know
this
is Dad's
game,
way of
so
saying
sue me.
park ranger.
I will.
Cute, not true, George.
Yeah, no, I don't
Nancy
count
thinks everybody's cute,
cockatoos.
So what will be the point?
Like, oh my gosh,
Anything
when I
that
say that I
you're
like
saying?
listening to birds, I don't mean like that I'm going to zoos or searching the internet. I mean I'm going outside.
Well,
Do you
he
know how
seems
many
like an okay
cockatoos
guy,
are in our
but frankly,
backyard?
Nobody around here seems to like him very much.
Why
How many
that?
cockatoos are
Takes his
killing
job
by the
very
lake?
seriously, which tends to rub some people the wrong way.
Did you tell him about the
Obviously,
ghost
some
dog?
birds are
He thinks they're
noisy.
just
I'm
plain
not
old
counting
dogs that for
turkeys
some reason
either.
like to
They
run
suck.
around at night scaring people.
It's one of those, I feel like it's a
I think
given
Sally had good
that if
reason
someone
to be
says
scared
they
of
like
them. I don't
birds,
blame her for
they're
leaving,
typically
which leads me
talking
to think
about
that maybe
eating,
that was the whole idea.
or
Somebody
they're
had those
talking
dogs
about the
attack Sally
flying
in order to
birds.
scare her away? Why would
Like
anybody
the
do that?
pretty little
She was there
birds,
for
like
less than a month.
songbirds.
You'd have to be a total
They might
creep
talk
to
about
make enemies
tropical
that
birds.
fast.
But I
And
feel like when
Sally's one of
people
the
say
nicest
I like
people I
birds,
know.
they're never
Ooh,
talking about things
Nancy.
like
They're
turkeys.
talking-
You guys,
Yeah,
when
no.
Joe Hardy called, I filled him in on
When
the
someone
reservoir.
says they
We
like
are dying to
birds,
hear from you.
they are talking about the small ones that make nests in trees, or like that you see hopping around your yard,
Oh,
that are really
and they
cute,
also have
sound
like,
pretty.
if they have a pet bird, it's more likely that it's like a parrot or something like the cockatoos,
Yeah.
that category. But like,
Small birds.
if they live in this area and they're like, I love looking at birds, there's certain birds you can rule out.
Oh my gosh, there was one I saw a few months ago or something like that with this metallic sheen on its head. This
Grackle.
metallic blue sheen. It looked so pretty.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh yeah? What are they
I
up
prefer
to?
chickadees and
Compared to
sparrows
you,
to grackles,
nothing.
though.
As I was telling them about this latest case of yours, I could hear them turning green with envy right through the receiver. Their number is 280-555.
Ooh, we can call the Hardy
No.
Bess didn't recognize it when they called and almost didn't answer the phone. Good thing my cousin here has a memory like an elephant, huh? What's that supposed to mean? Call them, Nancy. They're dying to hear from you. But remember, Frank's cute
To
and
be
all that,
fair,
but George
when
and
I
want to
play
hear
these
from you
games
too.
the first
no
time,
fair
it's
discussing
fun
the
to
case for
talk
them
to
from
Bess
now
and
on and not
George.
with us.
But
Promise you'll
playing
keep us up to
them
speed?
I promise.
a second time, I'm like, please, can we skip this?
I enjoy.
This
I
bird
still
watcher I
enjoy
met
it.
has got me taking pictures of birds.
But
while
I like
Circus
this
is
game
doing.
specifically.
He's a bit of a
So,
grump.
I
like in the
this
other
one.
games, I was fine not
No,
calling
he just kind of
anyone.
hangs out in the woods. In fact, I only see him at night.
Interesting. He's in the woods at night. The dogs are in the woods at night. Could he have had a reason for wanting Sally out of the Malone house?
Does he live nearby?
as I know,
no,
he and
he
Sally
just
were on good
exists in
terms.
this
But
general
I also
vicinity.
know that Red doesn't seem to have much use for any life form that doesn't molt.
What is wrong with you, Nancy?
Only he doesn't watch them. He hunts them, then shoots them.
I met M from M's Emporium. I have no idea where she's from. Maybe New York. I've
That's
never
the
se-
telltale New York accent.
Hey,
Like,
we've
there's
never
nothing
seen...
more New York than a southern drawl.
That's what I'm saying. It's like oh la la.
Yeah, oh la la. Like you say France, I think oh la la. You know.
These are just the normal things. And I guess man sits in tree at night means man flies north to Canada every day.
Well water tastes like
Just-
eggs best.
I don't know if it does or not, because the well is so
That's a
old,
lot of
I need to get
frequent
the
flyer
water tested
miles.
before I drink it.
Good plan. Nothing will wreck your day faster than a nice tall glass of contaminated water.
Bye, you guys.
I would have said a tall glass of dysentery. Okay,
Heck yeah.
that's a funnier thing to say,
I wasn't
bro.
Broham. But yeah, like
2, 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 8, 9.
so we have Red, who doesn't
Hello?
live
Hey,
here.
Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
Talk to you later.
Also, like, he's clearly on their property. Am I wrong? There is a path from the Malone house that Sally owns that leads to a tree. Did they ever establish why she's okay with an old man sitting in her tree? He's built
Making
himself
a tree
fort.
fort. Yeah.
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
It's like, that's a very weird thing you're doing, Red.
Don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other
Also,
phone
if you
and
want to see
outside.
birds,
Frank's washing the
station
car.
yourself
Don't
away
kill me
from
if you miss anything.
houses.
Here, wait a sec. Take a break, it's Nancy.
Why is his main
Hang
bird
on.
watching
Putting the hose
station
down. He's drying his hands.
not
He's
even
walking
near the
over.
fort?
Nancy,
Like,
hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands.
and he's
Or should
just
we
always
say,
looking at
on
the
your
lake.
paws?
They told you about the dogs?
No,
Tell us
you should
everything.
not say
Open
pause.
As you may have guessed,
What?
we're not exactly
No
rolling detective
puns.
work here.
No puns,
So you're living
boys.
vicariously through me.
John.
What?
Not the
Very
first
thin
time, sad to
ice.
say. What conclusions have you reached so far,
Hardy
detective?
boys.
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained.
I'm so
I
glad
want
they
you to see
rebooted
who
Hardy
owns
Boys
and
and
or
made
trains
Joe a
dogs
literal
around here.
child.
Good plan. But
They're
don't
like,
forget,
he's immature, so what if we made
perpetrator's going
him
to make it
9?
look like he or she has no
I'm
connection
just
to
like,
dogs whatsoever. But then a really, really smart perp might have
Really?
dogs all over the place and not bother to
We
hide
couldn't
them.
have had a
He or she
cool
would figure
TV
you'd
show
never
with-
suspect anyone so obvious.
You're scrolling way too much. I can't
And
read
the
anything
husband
you're
doesn't seem
saying.
to have
So.
any dogs.
Uh-oh. Move her up on your suspect list. I'd move her down. You know, Joe, something tells me we're not helping.
It's important.
I'm convinced that someone is
This is
using
just
those
Nancy
ghost
talking
dogs to
through
scare
her
Sally into
thoughts.
abandoning
That's what
Malone's
these phone
house.
calls
If I can just figure out why,
amount
I
to.
might be able to
It
figure
is
out
thin.
Never hurts to look for motive.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Malone and his 4 dogs are supposedly buried in a little cemetery near the house. They've all got headstones inscribed with when they were born and when they died.
That's interesting. Did Malone have family?
Not that I'm aware of.
I was thinking that because someone had said that when he died, the dogs just wandered the forest. So who the heck made the tombstones and buried the dogs?
And you will go to your grave wondering that. 'Cause they didn't- Actually,
Like,
I
it's
don't
cool.
remember.
Like, ultimately, I don't care. But it is a question that came to mind.
I'll
That's
admit,
exactly
I
what
don't
I was
know.
wondering.
I don't know if they
Sounds
addressed
like
it
this
and I
latest
just
puzzle
missed
of
it.
yours is still missing a few pieces.
Oh gosh.
No!
Later, guys.
You bet. Bye, Nancy.
Bye, Nancy. Okay, it would be so cool if they had, like, a puzzle or something just out of the blue where you dial a number and then the centerpiece opens. That'd be so cool. It'd be even cooler if it were an actual rotary phone.
Call 1-800-MYSTICO.
That's the thing, don't, like... Don't
wants
tease me.
people
If you're going to put a rotary phone
gone from the
in
lake
your
to keep
game,
it safe.
make it an actual rotary phone. They're so cool. Okay?
Yeah. Admittedly, okay, so Naomi pointed out, Red wants people gone from the lake to keep it safe for bird watching. If you think about that statement for any length of time, you can see why that doesn't make sense, but the truth is that what his stated goal is different from his real goal, which is he just wants people to leave him alone.
I mean, yeah.
He just wants to be able to be alone
find
in
all
the
the
place where
birds?
he always is. No change. Anyway,
I
birds.
found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture.
It
What
is
am I doing
cold.
wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear.
I wish we knew
Only
what the
sensible
characters
thing
thought
that
of
money
each
grubber
other.
carries.
I wish they'd give us like some hint about how they felt about the other
I'm sorry to keep
characters in the
bugging you,
story.
but I need some sandpaper. Emily said
But
you might
it's
have
just
some.
left to our
Here,
imagination.
take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your
Aw.
wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no
I
patience for
hate
Birdie.
my wife.
Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded
That's
by
not
park
true.
land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again.
I legitimately
Take your
thought that a
sandpaper
bird
and
was
go
calling him. Like,
Sand
it
something,
was
okay?
a phone call situation, and I was like, birds don't use phones.
What?
I saw bird call.
Oh gosh.
I don't have the headphones on. So the first thing my brain pops in is that a cell
Crazy
phone.
Deb.
It's stuck.
Also, I'm not sure sandpaper would help you here, but whatever.
So I faces. Yay, we did it.
Oh, this is so cool.
Look. Take
Kind
it.
of lagging. That's probably. Wait, we took the picture?
We took the picture. Look at the stairs. I can't remember if there's anything on the stairs. Sorry, I did that in the cadence of companies coming. Look at the stairs! Get rid of the stairs! Squeak, squeak. I wonder what that could be. Well, that
Ooh.
opened easily.
Cooper's Nubber, Chic Die, Black Tuesday, 14th Street Hotel Fire, Uncle Clayton died, MM pinched.
It could be mice making that sound. It's blocked.
It's blocked?
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's
So,
blocked.
Do we
Looks like
have
a
to
tiny
walk through what pinched means in this context?
Huh?
So what do you think pinched means?
It means like he like stole something. What? Someone with the initials MM stole something.
Okay, well, how much help do you want?
Gosh. Ooh,
I
paper.
knew there was something on.
William Akers. I want
Okay,
to
move
easily
aside.
to
I read
Jack
aloud
Akers.
faster than you.
Okay.
Thoughts on Thuggery, the truth about Mickey Malone, as told by his most trusted employee, Bill Akers. Mr. Malone has never spent a
William.
night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I oughta know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments where people like to wash laundry. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. He is human. When I asked him if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, "You can't handle the truth." But that's what I told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy. Mickey. Oh, Mickey, he's so fun. Anyway, I'm sorry. But he got these 4 big dogs, see? And sometimes they don't mind so good. Lee. Goodly? Good? So good. Sure. I took the hint and left, but I struggled through the brush to get back to my car. I realized something. I had torn my pants on the thickets. And Akers' hand told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did. I knew that, but he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you,
Well,
good
lock him
citizens
up.
of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? No legitimate
true.
businessman has a loyal employee. If they are not trying to get them arrested at every opportunity, they are clearly in a cult.
I mean,
Lock them up. Also, Houdini, they're
you
so
wouldn't
obsessed
know.
with him.
I worked at Walmart for a time, and I will admit some of the onboarding felt pretty dang cultish.
You love Walmart.
Kind
Walmart
of.
is your friend.
It was uncomfortable.
I wonder if that's important. I can't remember. We're going to assume it's not and move on with our lives. Anyway,
Oh, look, Houdini.
what did you get out of that?
Houdini.
I pointed that out. You're a day late and $1 short. Okay, you are in charge of it forever.
Shut up.
Fine.
But I didn't. Okay. Squeak squeak. I can't look at the furnace apparently. I guess that's all I can do, eh?
For now.
Still, secret passage. If I ever build a house, I'm building a secret passage.
Secret passages are tight.
So, daytime
Daytime.
or nighttime bird watching?
Daytime. Wait, did he tell you how to get...
Yes.
Okay. Then that's what you're supposed to do.
M's Emporium. Emporium. Emporium.
No, we don't need that.
Oh, golly gosh.
Howdy, Nancy.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low
This
on
is
bait.
the worst.
So if you go out and get me,
Because it's
say a dozen little
reflex.
critters, I'll give you the camos.
A dozen little critters?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Both of these questions are really stupid.
Do I need some kind of
Like,
Thank you.
remarkably
Hermit
stupid
for
Not yet.
questions.
Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still
Can
around,
I pick
you
up
might get arrested for
worms?
cruelty to
Is
animals
that
or some such
legal?
nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady.
She's
Sounds like a
helpful.
case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
Resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
I'm against authority. I try to see the good in people.
Oh, golly gosh, Deb.
She's fine.
You're back.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of
Wish we
thugs.
could
That
tell what he thinks of
sounds
things.
like a lie.
Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know
That sounds like he is
I'm
related,
guessing
but
that this is his
disowned his
girlfriend.
father.
Vivian Burnett, I think her name
No,
was.
Joe Akers is
And
his
judging by
father.
the year of that brand
I'm
new
just
Ford in the
totally
background,
Oh, well.
I'd say the picture was taken
Joe
in
isn't a short name of
1928.
William. That
She
I
was
know
probably
of.
as familiar with Malone's house and
What?
his dogs as he
Nothing.
was.
You're distracting me,
Any
gosh
chance she's still
dang.
alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go
Yeah.
through my files and see what I can
It
dig
do
up on
be
this
like
mystery
that.
woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
How long have you been the Lone Ranger here, as it were?
6 long,
Oh,
very
Nancy.
frustrating years. If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone
What
property
state is
instead
this
of
supposed to be
Sally?
in?
That is
Yeah,
the
did-
exact question that I was trying to figure
well,
out.
if those
Because I
dogs
was
scare
like, I
Sally
would
away
love
for
it if
good,
he was
other
trying to
people are
compete
bound
with
to think twice
Yellowstone.
about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
Where is Yellowstone? But
In a bunch of states west
I'm
of
sorry,
here.
I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She
Apple
put
crisp
everything
is
in
evil.
envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
oh my gosh, I hope I don't get distracted. Apple crisp sounds good right now.
I might just eat the binders.
Okay if I read what's in the envelopes?
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman.
The
Stay away from him.
man.
Ah,
Why?
Red Knot.
Is something wrong with him?
the
He's a
Birdman.
fanatic.
Hey yourself.
He's got it in his head that
Hay's
Moon
for
Lake would be the
horses.
best bird-watching venue in the world except for one thing. Too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Ooh, doggy.
Dog. Vicious monster. Ghost dog.
Oh, but that's where we see that his dog does not match the looks of the ghost dogs.
That's right, so he must paint it at night.
Oh,
Let's
gosh.
see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes
So now
down
do you
to-
appreciate
Okay.
that I wrote it down?
No.
Bleep you.
So everything is MCM. So just MCM would be at the beginning. Okay, so MCM.
But is MCM like at the bottom? Like, is it earliest? Like,
It
does
would be earliest at the top to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all X. No. So that's. So MCM, that would be 1,500 less than 1,000. No. C is century, so 100 less than 1,000, which would be 1900s. So 1904 would be that. 1908. Oh yeah, these are fine then, because this is 1912. So MCM X. So yeah, that's 13, so that'd be there. That's 14, so that'd be there. That's
There's another X
17.
there. Bottom.
And this is 19, so this is at the bottom.
At the bottom third. There's an
This?
X. Yeah.
XV. Yeah, so that's 15. CMX. We're looking for 2 X's.
Second from the bottom.
This?
That is 2 X's.
Yeah. So that's 25. This would be 39. This is 32. Do. XCV. So C century.
C is 100.
Why
10
would
less
there
than
be
100 is 90. So that's 97. That's 97.
Oh, V. No.
That's
What the heck is this?
97.
Oh, 10 less than 100. Okay.
So 97. Yeah?
Yes.
So why is it way up there?
Because I'm not dealing with that yet. X. Okay. 41. This is 41. This is 45. This is 50 something.
No, that's 70. So that's LXX would be 1970.
Yeah. LX is 60, so this is 69. So, no. 51, 60, 69, 80.
So are you confident with this? Now look at the
Well,
text
Nancy
on the
hasn't
screen.
said anything. Oh, that is stupid.
Because that's what I kind of
That
thought.
is.
That's how I would have
disagree
organized.
as all stinking heck. That is not
I mean,
logical at all.
It's the first thing I thought of, and I was kind of confused. Because when you page through it,
Yeah, if
you're
it's
going-
actual
They're also
files,
And
but they
these
don't
are.
look like files here.
but you know that you're sorting files. Like
No,
they're
I
meant-
don't. I don't know what I'm sorting here because it doesn't look like anything in the real
He
world.
said sort the files.
Is a gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident? Rumors flying thick, hot and heavy.
No.
Sorry. Gangster
Gangster.
nabbed. People sad. Looking bad.
That's the agent, Waldo Matthias, who
Waldo.
got him.
Swear that was another reversed sound effect.
I think you can scroll down.
Oh.
By the way, this isn't like other Nancy Drew games. She doesn't always say when something is important.
I have a hard time.
This is an
Seeing how
article
anything of this
explaining
would be-
how Emily from M's Emporium is like, I should be allowed to take things from the lake.
I agree.
Well. Anyway, it's a really long article and that's all that matters.
Jeff Akers, Skeptics Roadshow. Money won't get
Septics.
flushed down this
Not
toilet.
skeptics, it's septics.
Septics Roadshow. Monday nights on the Plumbing Broadcast Service. That's so bad.
Yes.
Was this what I just picked up?
Yes.
At least you don't have to, like, I don't know. But anyway, like, none of this could be relevant to, like, solving stuff, right?
Well, it is.
Philadelphia.
But you don't know what one of the words means, so.
What?
You'll figure it out.
Gangster Mickey Malone's in pajamas being led away. Which one of these men are in pajamas?
Let's see, is it the guy with the overcoat over a suit, or is it the guy in a wrinkly shirt?
It looks like a dress shirt.
If that's a dress shirt, he should sue whoever.
It looks like it looks like he, like, unbuttoned it for the night,
I
but,
will
like,
admit that it's hard to tell since they aren't patterned with Hello Kitty faces.
Philadelphia
But back in the
businessman
day.
being considered by police to be a bootlegger, careful to keep Malone's attack dogs
And-
at bay.
And yeah, Naomi is pointing out that taking things from the lake is one thing, dragging the lake is bad for the environment. Like, he's gonna be messing with
Doing what?
dragging, which is what she wants to do to get lots of stuff out of the lake. It wouldn't be good for the
Okay,
lake.
what is dragging?
Well, go back to the article.
Okay.
If you care. Or we can move on.
Swept out the door, waiting in the car, tax evasion. There's stories, federal since 1927. It was turned through illegal means is taxable. Photographer.
Well, I think that's all we're gonna get for now.
Gosh dang it. So you're saying ignore this for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Dragging ban is a drag. Gosh.
Dragging heavy net back and forth.
Just blows my mind what those people dropped back then. Guess for travel. Rainfall. The recovery. The ban arose from the fact that the bottom of Moon Lake is composed of unusually fine sand. When disturbed, it clouds the water sometimes for days, posing a threat to the aquatic plants and fish and otherwise thrive there.
So taking giant nets and dragging it through the lake. At the bottom,
So that's what
unearthing everything.
Dragging is?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can see that. As long as it's not a ban of just like diving down there and grabbing what you can, then fine. Oh, I should probably tell him that I did it.
You're back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi.
Yogi!
He never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
He's smarter than the average
I
dog.
couldn't help but notice that he's about the same size as those ghost dogs were.
Oh my gosh,
I hope you're not
Nancy,
suggesting I train
please.
Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude,
Something
I've
about
got
how
something
he said,
for you.
chances are it isn't a paycheck. My gosh, Nancy.
It doesn't involve room and
I'm not asking the paycheck
No,
thing.
it's an honorary junior park ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating
I would
respect
rather
for park rules and regulations. A little
beep
bit of
you,
positive
dude.
reinforcement.
Good job. Who's a good girl? You're a
Unfortunately,
good
I
girl.
Don't get to give them out that often.
Do not
Oh,
condescend
gee,
me.
thanks, Ranger Acres. Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
At least she had a bit of sass in her voice when she replied
Oh,
there.
you can look at the... There's so many things in here that you didn't look at. I don't know.
I looked at literally everything.
Okay.
Anyway, I know what to use the pen for.
Yes, but it's late now, so...
What?
It's 13 minutes past when I wanted to leave.
Oh.
Also, my knees are starting to
Okay.
freeze.
Well, we can finish for the night.
Okay, so
So, thank you for joining us.
yes, it's good seeing you again.
And we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Again, as usual, I might stream a little later tonight. Who knows? But anyway, for now, auf
Bye.
Wiedersehen.